I was on with Nick Rekieta in I Hypocrite, and his show is just like looking at clips. But he talked about this, and I take issue with it.
Sean, here's the problem with the farms. I love them. I really do. But at page 950, my thread got so fucking batshit retarded.
Yeah.
That I was like, I used to read my thread every day. I would log off, I'd go read my thread, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They got like some good criticisms of the show. They catch if I fucked up on something or if like I showed something. It's like, this is useful. Around page 950, I was like, dude, these people have gone into full hysteria mode.
Wait,
like,
where is this?
The Kiwi Farms.
Oh, Kiwi. Okay, I've never been on it.
And I was like, and I was like, dude, okay, I get it. There's some fun theories. There's some fun theories out there, but like, guys, like they're so outlandish that you've lost the fucking script.
Yeah.
And look, I'm one of the biggest defenders of the farms. I will always support their right to exist. And I talked to Josh with some relative frequency, and I was like, dude, he's like, he would do a segment on my stuff where people would like send in clips or whatever, and I'd tell him, I'm like, look, man, I don't know, like, I don't care, but I just got to tell you that like, you realize that's completely fucking fake, right? Like that's not even it's not even close. And he's like, well, I have to respond to this. I'm like, I get it, but I tell my friends, like, this shit's insane. Like, this is beyond all bounds of reason. It's not even real. And he's like, okay, well, maybe you shouldn't talk about shit publicly. I'm like, of course I'm going to talk about shit publicly. I talk about my life publicly. That's what I do. I'm not going to lie to people. I'm going to talk, but like, this shit is insanity. And this is the problem. When the farms went down for a week and Josh said, oh, I don't know if it's ever coming back. It's like, dude, everybody who helped you and who would help you, you've alienated. Like you have done, like, you listen to weird narratives about people and you don't just ask them like what's going on. You just run with it. It's like, I mean, and again, I love Josh. I really have no malice against him. I think it's likely I'll be on with him on iHypocrite on Tuesday at, I think, noon Central Time. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to be like the nicest guy ever. I have no problem with Josh. I want to make that very clear. But it's like, dude, you make the farms hard to defend because the shit people post is insane. And they openly admit to doing the one thing that's against the rule. They openly admit to touching the cow. They go out and they fuck with, quote unquote, the cow all the time. And you don't do anything about it. Nobody does anything about it. And it's like, those are the retards who fuck everything up. People talking shit online doesn't matter. People going out and fucking with people's business intentionally does. Like, that's the thing you're not supposed to do. It's like, dude, you're not doing the thing that you say you do. You're not enforcing the thing, and you're listening to insane shit and then taking weird takes on it. It's like, all you had to do is ask, is this real? And people could say, yeah, nah, it's not, but go ahead and say what you want about it. It's fucking weird. Like, I don't know where Josh went on this stuff. I don't know where the farms went. The farms has gone so fucking south in the past, I don't know, 18 months. It was long before me. It really happened with the Ralph shit. And look, I'm not a big fan of Ethan Ralph. People know, but oh my God. Like, the weird theory crafting going on about everybody is insane. And I think that so many people have joined the farms as like a popular thing that it's become useless. And guys, I love the farms. Y'all are fucking retarded. It's weird what you've done to yourselves. You've stopped policing the retards in your own presence. And cheers to y'all. I will always and forever defend 100% the right of the farms to exist. But y'all used to just shame people with shit theories And now you're like, no, every theory is good. It's fucking weird, but go for it. It's a strange world we're in.
I don't understand any of that. So here's the thought. Ready? He makes the claim that there are like things being done on the site that are not being dealt with by me or by anyone. I asked him on iHypocrite show, and I asked him in private to name specifics. He did not. He said that he did not want to like police anybody. And that doesn't make sense to me. If someone is doing line crossing harassment that's against the site rules, it does not make sense to not tell me. And I don't know why he didn't give an explanation besides that. The other thing is I don't know what he's talking about with the site going downhill with Ralph. Ralph's decline is very funny. If there's something I'm missing with Ralph, like, I don't get it. People aren't really fucking with him, even on the site. They're just watching. The people who are fucking with him are the baby mama daddas of his 2 kids that he's created to spite me. I don't see how Ralph has influenced that. What was the other thing he said? He complains that the site is like not useful to him anymore, and that it's now full of retards. That the site has been like demographically replaced by like slow in the minds. I also disagree with that. I think that the people in this thread have been there for a very long time. And in particular, I remember when a stenographer switched. If you don't know, stenographer is a very localized moderator on the site. He moderates like the games board and Weeb Wars, and that's it. And he's very big into like the Rekieta law sphere, and he was very big into Weeb Wars, which is obviously why he got picked as a moderator. And he was like a big time fan of Rekieta for a very long time, and was very resistant to anything being done to his thread, because he was supportive of Rekieta. And there was even I cannot remember exactly what it was. It was either because he like was suggesting like a rape hentai, or he was it was like the hedonism shit. You know what it was? I think it was the bottle in the ass. I think it was after the bottle in the ass stenographer said fuck this and flipped A-log, and he now participates in the thread as an A-log. So it's not like the stenographer has been body swapped like Joe Biden and is walking around making fun of Nick Rekieta because he's just had a sudden reduction in IQ. It's because he is now an anti-fan, as is often the case on the site. And I think that's true with many of the people in the thread. And he says that what's being posted there is not constructive at all. But for instance, this is what I really think. I've told Rekieta this. He denies it. I will reiterate it because I do not believe that he is being honest when he says that this isn't the issue. There is a guy in that thread, because Rekieta has a Patreon clone called Locals. Locals has an active chat. Rekieta used to have a Discord, but the Discord went to shit, so he still has it, but he doesn't participate in it. And he basically de facto replaced his Discord with Locals chat. And Locals chat for a long time was very active, and in particular it was active with a lot of like older women sharing nude photographs, or like partially nude photographs, or titillating pictures or whatever. And he was conductive of this, and it was just very full of like humorism for a long time. And this prompted a user on the site who I believe, I'll check because it's he's a frequent poster. I probably can find that quite easily now that the site is cooperating a little bit more. I want to say he joined in 2018, and probably he joined for Weeb Wars, like a lot of other people in that thread. And he started, because the local chat is completely open to the public to read, he just started scraping it constantly. So everything that's posted in that locals chat is archived by this guy. Okay, his name is from 2021. So that's in line with like Rekieta saying the last 18 months these people have joined. His name is Himadal, the all-seeing waifu, and I think he even made this account based on the name for the purpose of archiving the locals, which also kind of fits in with the theme that recent joinees are the issues. And he's also doxed a lot of these people who post in the locals chat because they post revealing information or use the same name or whatever. But the result of Himadal archiving this chat all the time is that it has gone way down in use. There are not many people in the locals chat anymore. And one would be, if it's not accurate, it seems to be the most obvious thing to speculate that with locals chat being slow now, in part conceivably because of Himadal archiving the chat continuously, it would be safe to say that Nick is upset that his locals has gone down because of the chat archiving. He denies this, and he blames that the chat has kind of declined because, get this, locals did not have a block feature. Rekieta had, like, if you ban somebody from replying to comments on locals, it does not also ban them from posting in chat. So there were literally people giving him money and actively ruining chat constantly for other people in the locals chat, and locals just did not ever bother until very recently, like this week, add a block feature. And it's been going on for months where like 2 or 3 people have just been fucking up the chat for everyone. That's what he says, and I believe that's probably part of it. But it really feels like the local, like, the interference, because nothing else makes sense. He doesn't want to name anybody. He doesn't want to name anything, but he blames the Kiwi firms for interfering in his business, his words. And he says that recent joiners have really low IQs and all this other crazy shit happening on the site. And it perfectly aligns with this guy archiving the chat, which I know made people uncomfortable. And I received complaints about, I think from people from locals about this archive and stuff. I was watching this while that was happening, when it first started happening. And then the chat died off like almost immediately after this started. And I think Rekieta had even complained in the past that the archiving stuff, like, because it was all public and he didn't wait before he started doing it, it was a bad idea because it like deprived the chat of content. The smart thing to do would be to make it private so that people, you know, weren't afraid to chat or whatever. And I don't know. I feel a little bit lied to because he's going to tell me, he's going to complain in public after a couple drinks that the site is impossible to defend because of line crossing harassment that interferes with people's businesses. And then when asked, what the fuck are you talking about? The answer is, oh, nothing. And it's like, I'm not retarded. You know, I understand, I can read between the lines, but if I were to start trying to interpret those things literally, it would be unnecessarily provocative. It would be, you know, like castigated as like a conspiracy theory, or I'm self-aggrandizing, I'm giving the forum too much credibility when it doesn't deserve that, or whatever the fuck. But that's just how I feel, and everything that I see points to that, and nothing that I see indicates that I'm wrong, and I've not been corrected. So I don't know what else I'm to believe. But I do agree that the site is hard to defend. Nobody has any reason to defend the Kiwi farms except me and the people who use it. It is not a way to make money. Maybe for a very few number of people, but like, you don't get benefits from being friendly with the forum. There's no gain whatsoever. People will hate you if you're on good terms with the forum, and the forum will fuck with you if you like try to fuck with it. So that's just how it do be sometimes. Which is why we are currently on tour only. Such is life. But what else? I mean, literally the only alternative, and some guy even in my my comments was like, finally Josh realizes he should have picked a side. It's like I don't want to. I shouldn't have to like pick a side to join and be like explicitly right wing or something, like pro Tucker Carlson conservatism to exist. I shouldn't need to like pay protection money for some political organization just to have internet access. Completely ridiculous. Agro for 5 says, did Rekieta sending the DMs of cow touching? Trust me, bro, it's happening while they promise. No, we talked and he just said he didn't want to like name names or have anyone kicked off. I really emphasized that if people are doing line breaking harassment and fucking with your company and stuff, you should tell me. And then he says like, well, I don't know what if they have like Kiwi Farms accounts or whatever, like the people that he's really pissed off with. And it's like, it's probably not people from the Kiwi Farms. It's like all those people that blame us for swatting, we just fucking don't.